My name is Sally Coleman. I'm a musician, a creative technologist, formerly a radio presenter, and my current project is an animated science fiction band called Big Sound. So Big Sound is an animated band, and it's made in Unreal Engine. I animate the characters using motion capture, and this sort of started off with me having never used any game development software. I'd never animated anything. I really just wanted to start this sort of fictional band and had to figure out a way to do it. So all of the decisions that I've made with Big Sound really they haven't started with the technology first, even though it's a very tech-heavy performance. Everything that I decided to do, whether it was like using Unreal Engine or motion capture or whatever, was just because I had a creative goal and I've been trying to figure out how to achieve that. So again, wanted to make an animated band, therefore I'm going to learn Unreal. It's never been the other way around. I want to do something in Unreal, therefore I'm going to make an animated band. Not because I'm a masochist and love dealing with tech issues, but it's because I want to create this experience for the audience that feels fun and surprising and cheeky. Using all these different technologies is just the way that I feel like I've been able to achieve that. The reason that I wanted to create a sci-fi band was just because I love sci-fi and fantasy novels, and I've spent like a decade on various music projects and other creative things, but none of them have crossed over with that, world building and narrative and character that I really love about science fiction and fantasy and just speculative storytelling. So this was just my chance to kind of bring those two worlds together and see if it was going to work. To be honest, I've only done a handful of performances for Big Sound because it is still such a huge task to get all of the bits and pieces of tech working together and to find venues and audiences and just get everything lining up. But the most recent performance I did for South by Southwest Sydney was at Fortress, and I loved it partly just because the audience was wild. They were so enthusiastic. Everyone was a little bit quirky and had a couple of drinks and was just in this really silly, goofy mood, which I feel like I could feel through the screen in some way. That sounds weird, but yeah, there's just this energy in the room. And even though I wasn't physically there, I felt like I was part of it, to the extent that a couple of people in the crowd started this sort of flash mob style dance that I had never seen before and wasn't expecting, but it just totally changed the energy of the room and you could see everyone respond to it. So that was a really fun show. Plenty of things went wrong with the tech, which was kind of normal, but there was just such a great crowd that, I really enjoyed it. It's really tricky because when people ask if I'm inspired by someone, I feel tempted to give them answers that are similar to Big Sound because it kind of helps them understand the project. But to be honest, the artists that I find inspiring the most, it's kind of not about the genre or what they create. It's actually normally the people themselves, and the kind of people who I find inspiring are often people who are DIY, who are doing things on a small budget. They're doing things for passion, and they're really interested in just trying something new for the sake of it. I'm having trouble just shouting a random person off the top of my head, but I guess that indie DIY community, which spans games, music, weird art stuff, that's the group of people that I think I get the most inspiration from. The main thing I think sometimes I forget to talk about with Big Sound is it is a band, and I am really proud of the music. I feel like I spend so much time talking about motion capture and Unreal Engine, but at the end of the day, it's a music project, and I think the one thing that people get most surprised by is they go to the show and they're the music was actually good. And because there is so much tech and it's a bit gimmicky, I think that takes people by surprise. So yeah, I guess the main thing I'd want to shout is go listen to them if you like the idea of it. And then next time there's a show, you'll be able to sing along. Look, I would really love to build a genuine audience for Big Sound. And that can be kind of hard because I'm a bit lazy when it comes to social media. So it can be hard for me to figure out how do I let people know about what I'm doing and find the people who are going to think it's cool. So I don't know exactly what that looks like. I'm hoping maybe social media disappears. We go back to some kind of agrarian society, but not in a gross, culty way. I don't know, robots do our jobs and we get to bake bread and make music all day. That's where I would like to see myself in 5 years. If you want to meet me on social media, I post behind the scenes stuff on at the Sally Coleman, and I post a whole bunch of weird fictional science fiction band stuff via at Big Sound Band. So that's where you can find me. Bye.